In the 1950s, a psychologist built two fake mothers out of wire and cloth and gave orphaned baby monkeys a choice. What he discovered would change how the world understood love, attachment, and childhood forever. But the same experiments that proved infants need affection also became some of the most controversial studies in the history of science. University of Wisconsin psychologist Harry Harlow separated infant rhesus monkeys from their mothers shortly after birth and raised them with two artificial surrogates, one made of bare wire that dispensed milk and one made of soft cloth that dispensed nothing. At the time, the dominant scientific theory held that infants bond with their mothers simply because mothers provide food. Harlow modified the cloth surrogate to test rejection, fitting some to release blasts of air and others with blunt spikes that could push infants away. The infant monkeys overwhelmingly chose the cloth mother, clinging to it for comfort, only visiting the wire mother briefly to feed. The conclusion upended decades of psychological theory. Affection and physical comfort, not food alone, were essential to healthy development. But Harlow's next experiments went much further and much darker. Harlow went on to study the long-term effects of total isolation, placing infant monkeys alone in a steel chamber he named the Pit of Despair, some for 3 months, some for up to a year. In his own writing, Harlow noted that deprivation sustained for 6 months or longer could permanently destroy a monkey's ability to function as a social animal. When returned to other monkeys, the isolated animals displayed compulsive rocking and self-clutching, and were initially terrified of their peers before becoming aggressive toward them. Some monkeys kept in isolation for extended periods never recovered their ability to interact socially, even after years of attempted reintroduction. Later, Harlow discovered something almost as important as the damage itself. Infants raised alone, but given just 20 minutes of daily contact with peers, developed into normal, socially healthy adults, meaning a mother wasn't strictly necessary, but consistent social contact was. The findings reshaped psychology, but not everyone believed the cost was worth it. As details of Harlow's experiments spread, members of the scientific community condemned them as extraordinarily costly, both financially and in animal suffering, for results many considered self-evident. Critics argued that the emotional damage done to the monkeys was severe and in many cases permanent, and questioned whether any scientific insight justified it. Harlow's isolation studies are cited by some historians as a direct contributing factor in the rise of the American animal liberation movement of the following decades. What began as a study meant to prove that love matters became, for critics, a case study in how far scientific research could go before crossing an ethical line. Later in life, Harlow struggled with severe depression of his own, and unpublished notes discovered after his death revealed he had hoped his research might eventually lead toward a cure. Whatever his motives, his early experiments fundamentally changed how psychologists, doctors, and parents understood childhood attachment, reshaping adoption practices, orphan care, and hospital policy around the world. Harry Harlow proved something that seems obvious now, that love isn't a luxury, it's a biological necessity. But he proved it by taking it away deliberately and completely from animals who had no way to understand why. Was the knowledge worth the cost? You decide. Let me know in the comments.